chase a fallow deer, aren't we, Emmett? Just headed off, got a bit of a drive, going into New South Wales, so let's see how we go. Little partners born.
Is that a girl or baby?
Oh, it's a little spiker.
Where's its mum? Is that a baby?
It's a young stag.
Is it supposed to be with its mum?
No.
Oh, that goes.
Righto, it's the first morning. Emmett and I have come up in the crack of daylight. Got a buck grunting, not very hard, but over here. And I've just got a look at him at 700 or 800 metres. He looks reasonable. Just spooked a heap of roos. Hopefully that doesn't cause any dramas. But yeah, we've got a fair bit to get to. And stay with us. See how we go. Righto, so shots fired. Well, a shot. I got a bit excited because I haven't hunted fallow in a long time. Oh, I don't know why. It's about 320 yard shot. I'm really low on him. I didn't get a great reaction from him. I was hoping for a bang flop, but all the other deer ran that way and he ran that way. So I'm going to give him half an hour and then we'll sneak up there and have a look. It is a pretty hard bullet for a fallow deer, 200 grain ELDX, but so it might have just pinholed him and it hasn't got that real shock value in it. But what do you reckon, Emmett?
Good.
Emmett got to hear his first deer croaking. There was 2 satellite bucks with this fella. He's nice and long. Nice, they look fairly even. Dark antlers. Yeah, no time for the big camera. They were on the move. Anyway, it's 6:30. I got the young fella out at 5 o'clock this morning. You were keen as, weren't you? Dressed before I was, so we'll just give it half an hour, and then I'll go up there and have a real good look for this bugger. Yes. Oh, must have been a hard shot. Oh, don't have to whisper anymore. Whew. Oi, White, Emmett. Gotta make sure he's dead first. Wow, he's long, isn't he? Mm-hmm. He's one of his rut pads. Hasn't exactly been stirring it up, though it was raining pretty heavy last night. So what a lot of people say you can learn more from a deer if you watch them rather than shooting them. That is true to a certain extent, but shot this deer. Now my initial thought was I aimed too low and I might have missed him or hit low. The reaction of the deer was marginal at best. So we found the deer, but we didn't go straight in on it because the wind was sort of a little bit wrong. So we curled around and we came in from an angle because if he was wounded and bedded up, you need to have that wind in your face. Anyway, we came in straight on him. He was dead already. So what we've done is left our gear there and we've gone back to the shot site and there's no sign. You wouldn't be able to track a deer in this. The footprints, the grass, it covers just way too heavy. I haven't got any blood. So shooting a deer, and once it's dead, go back and replay what happened and learn from that as well. Don't just find your deer, cut him up and run home. Look at where you hit it. Look at, like on the body, where you hit it. Look at the area. Try and find where it was standing when you shot. And learn from that, because one day you're going to need all that information in your head to find a deer that you shot similar. And you might need to know, you know, all right, I shot him a bit too far back. He's going to go a distance before, you know, he might pile over or bed up and give you a chance to come in on him again. So that's what we're trying to do. We're just trying to learn from this. You know, we can't find any blood. No blood trail. You know, we'll circle back through this bit of bush here. Righto, so we couldn't find any sign of a hit from where he was standing, which was just out in the paddock there. He's only there, so I'm guessing he's gone about 70 yards before he's dead. But we did go back to the buck and we backtracked him. And we've got blood probably 10 yards from where he fell over. But that's it. So that's, you know. Now let's go and have a look at where I hit him. But anyway, let's have a look. So he's come through here. Nothing, I can't see any blood here. Yeah, I've just spotted a little bit of blood here. So we're only starting to bleed, and there he is, just there. So, but now we've got blood that we can probably track, you know. And because it's wet, it's actually a bit hard to see in some of these stuff, but if you wipe it, you see you've got it. Stumble, stumble, dead. Yeah, I know, mate. So, I've hit him. I reckon I've hit him in the neck. That's an extraordinarily unlucky deer, because I thought I had the here. Anyway, he's bled out in basically a jugular shot. Righto, here we go. We're on Emmett's first proper deer hunt, and here's the results. Beautiful stag, beautiful colouring. Long antlers, main beam lengths. Like, I don't know, it's long. looks 30 inches long on this antler. He's got fairly narrow beam palms, but he's a mature buck, and yeah, I couldn't be happier. I haven't had a chance to chase these things because of COVID, and you know, been so far away from home and all the rest of it. But so last night we drove up after school, didn't we? Mm-hmm. All the way to Jindabyne. Emmett did well, co-pilot. Had the old servo tea, didn't we? Dim Sims and a bit of Macca's. Got up here pretty late last night and set up camp in the dark, in the rain, and we saw the one young spike driving in. But talking to the farm, they hadn't seen a lot of deer. They've been doing a bit of spotlighting, and yeah, just haven't been seeing the deer. So I was a bit like, where am I going to find them? Anyway, this morning we crept up the road in the dark with the ute just to save Emmett's legs a bit, and we came around the corner and we bumped that same spiky, and so we just sort of sat down to let it all settle down a bit, and this bloke started croaking out in the paddock there where a big buck, there's usually always a big buck up on a scrape up here, and anyway, this bloke's he's been holding down the fort, and so yeah, spotted him about 800 yards, or heard him at 800 yards, and worked our way in closer and closer, and we got into about 300, and the hinds had nearly all fed over the hill, and Buck was following them, and just by luck there was a couple of does still back in the paddock, and he came back to round them up and gave me a split second to take that shot off the tripod, and I called it as low. Yeah, it was low and a little bit forward. It's actually come through the front of the chest, taking out the big veins and blood vessels in the front of the base of the neck, basically. But he's only travelled about 70 yards. And yeah, so what do you reckon, Emmett? I've got tenderloins, eye fillets, heart, buck legs, head, back straps hanging in the scrub, cooling off. So we're about ready to make a move. Gonna load her all up in the hyperlight. It's gonna be a bit of a test, isn't it? Pretty typical fallow deer rut behaviour. They like to pick, saplings. They like to thrash rather than rub, I reckon, and not usually pouring at the bottom. Found stack of this sort of sign around here. I love this sort of wattle stands for bedding and doing their rut thing. So we're just heading out for an afternoon look after whacking that good buck this morning. So pretty keen to have one rattle in for Emmett. So he's got the rattlers. And I've got the big camera with me tonight, so I'll see if we can't get a little bit of footage. It's not going to be any deer out on the paddocks after shooting that buck this morning, so we're going in along the creek here. Some real nice open creek flats. I'm going in along those creek flats there. There's a bunch of real good fresh scrapes. Heap of buck sign. Got no doubt that we'll find Emmett. We'll find something to have a look at. So might even poke into a sambar or a pig. Pig would be pretty cool, Emmett. Yeah. Alright. See how we go. Hey? Yeah. He's a cool buck, isn't he, mate?
We saw some deer in this. We saw this one in the trees, and it was a big one. Then we got ready to shoot it.
That's awesome. Now Dad's got to do a bit of knife work.
Yeah.
How is it?
Good.
Righto, off you go. Oh, well, that's it. Closing the gate on this one. And we're heading home. Long trip home back to Victoria. But we had a blast, had a good weekend. Got those couple of bucks, so we had a sleep in this morning. We didn't go hunting. And yeah, the old fallow deer, when they're in the rut, they're fairly easy to pick them off, so you got to have a bit of restraint. So yeah, anyway, we got plenty of dog meat for the property owner, and got a couple of deer off his property, and yeah, got a couple of nice trophies, so that was awesome. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, make a comment, and we'll get back to the real deer on the next one, I think. Big brown boys. Yeah, so stay tuned. Had a bit of rain up here recently. Had 50 mil of rain before we got here. And